Hi everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. Sorry about the last night there, folks. I was just too tired. Plus, it was being the long weekend. I knew I had tonight to do my video because I was off from work today. So here we are, folks. And for this one, this was recommended by one of my viewers in a comment on one of my last videos. So here you go. This is for you. Tonight's episode is going to be about John Wick, specifically the first John Wick. It's hard to believe this movie came out all the way back in 2014, almost 10 years old, this movie. And basically, it stars obviously Keanu Reeves as the title character, John Wick. And it's got a few other well-known actors that take part in this movie as well. Before I get into them, actually, I should say, so there are 4 John Wick movies in total. I've seen the 3. I haven't seen the 4th one yet. And they're all pretty damn good. But for me, it's hard to top the first one. Just because it's what introduced us to John Wick. So it's hard to beat. Oh, excuse me. So besides John Wick, you've also got Michael Nyqvist as Viggo Tarasov. You've got William Dafoe as Marcus. Dean Winters as Avi. Adriana Palacki as Miss Perkins. Bridget Moynihan as Helen. John Leguizamo as Aurelio. Ian McShane as Winston. The late Lance Riddick, I should say, as the hotel manager. I didn't even realize Keith Jardine, the UFC fighter, is apparently in this. And I think that's pretty much the extent of the well-known actors. So John Wick is a ex-hitman who's retired after meeting the love of his life, getting married. He wanted out of the life, and unfortunately his wife has died, so now he is all alone. But she left him one last present, one last gift. She left him a puppy to take care of, a beagle puppy. And he's doing his best to live the normal civilian life. Away from the assassin life. Unfortunately, fate and the universe are cruel to John, and just by happenstance, he comes into contact with some gangsters. Who one of them happens to be the son of one of his former associates, but doesn't realize exactly who this guy is, who he's messing with. John's driving a really nice old Mustang fastback that the gangster really wants. I guess he steals cars. Sells them to a profit to John Leguizamo's character Aurelio. So he wants his car. So first he tries to buy it off John. Of course, John has no interest in selling him the car. He's like, get lost, more or less. But he doesn't realize that these idiots follow him back to his house and catch him off guard. Because, when you're an assassin who's got out of the life in a legit way, you're not really expecting to be a target of anything anymore. And they kind of catch him off guard and, steal his car. And in the process, they also kill his dog, which was a big mistake. And John ends up going back into full assassin mode to go after these guys because that was the last gift from his dying wife. So they really pissed him off. I gotta say, and it's just the whole movie is him, the whole process. It's a straight up action flick, but it's got a decent storyline outside of the action. For me, though, like the case, the line on the case says it best. Keanu Reeves' best movie since The Matrix. A wild and bloody ride. I would agree with that. Obviously, The Matrix is what really made Keanu. He had a few movies before that. Speed was pretty good. I'm trying to think of the movie. Was it Youngblood, the hockey movie that he was in? That was one of his very first movies. But The Matrix made him a household name, in my opinion. Speed had its thing, but Matrix really established him as a legit A-lister actor. And then of course, he's had some movies in between The Matrix and John Wick, but I don't think any of them were as good as The Matrix until John Wick. He just makes this character like he is just a badass, mofo. Like you don't want to mess with this guy. But what's really cool is. You think of 2014, you've got, I'm trying to think when they first did, the real true action movie. Maybe late 50s, early 60s. Let's just say 60s for argument's sake. So you've got almost 60 years worth of action movies. And basically for them to bring something new to the table after 60 years was quite impressive. And what I mean by that is just the style in which John Wick operates. It's crazy. It's like kung fu, gunnery. I don't even know how to say it. Like him and the weapons, because the weapons almost become an extension of his body. The way he moves and uses them, and the smoothness and the flow of everything. It's almost magical to watch from an assassin standpoint. And you could see it's what made him such a lethal assassin. Why they would always give the hardest targets to him. So it's just a really great movie all around. And like I said, not just even as a straight up action film. Like the action is obviously what makes it, but it has a storyline to it as well. And a lot of the supporting characters do their job really well. One other person I forgot to mention who does make I don't know if you want to call it a cameo, but like a minor role in the film is Kevin Nash, the former wrestler. So yeah, it's just a really great film. I mean, I love Keanu Reeves to begin with, but this just put him on a whole nother level for me personally. So great movie. Highly recommend it if you've never seen John Wick. I don't know many people that haven't seen John Wick. But if you haven't, do yourself a favor, folks. Check it out. You will not be disappointed. And of course, after you've seen the first one, make sure you check out the other two that are available on video right now. And then when the fourth one becomes available, definitely check it out. I plan to. So there you are, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope the viewer who recommended it enjoyed it. And take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.